wa ta'ala. My imagination, my mind did not create Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It understood or it tried to understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The same way this mountain existed before my existence, all my mind tried to do was try to understand what this mountain is. But because my mind tried to understand what this mountain is, that does not mean that I created this mountain in my head. I created this mountain, alaykum salam wa rahmatullah, that I created this mountain in my mind. The Imam, he goes on to say, Abu Shakir, you don't know, alaykum salam wa rahmatullah, you don't know about the creation of this universe. He says, there was a time when this world itself was in a liquid form. Gradually, it cooled down and it solidified, and you have landmass. And when you look at what science says today, science says this is exactly what happened. The initial stages of the earth, what was happening? There was lava, liquid. Lava is liquid. There was liquid lava, and this liquid lava, when it cooled, what happened? These land masses, the North America, all these continents, they were formed. Imam, he says, look, there was a time when this earth there was liquid, it was in a liquid form. This land that you see, that liquid, it cooled down, and this land came into existence. Abu Shakir, he didn't understand. So what does he say? He laughs and he says, you say that this land came into existence from water? Imam says, no, I did not say water. I said liquid. There's a difference between liquid and water. Not everything that is liquid is water. For example, milk is liquid, but it's not water. Milk is liquid, but it's not water. And then he goes, you say that if I was to burn these rocks, that they would turn into what you're describing? The Imam, he says, yes, if you were able to do it, but the temperature of your furnace at home is not hot enough where you can melt these rocks and turn them into what is required. And Abu Shakir, what does he do? He has nothing. He doesn't reply. And what does the Imam say? He says, do you realize how you could make these idols out of stones? It was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who made these stones. It was He who created you and gave you the hands and these unique fingers, and He enabled you and gave you the intelligence to make the tools to make these stones, or these stones into idols. Again, who is it that has given you that power? Where did this power come from? Later on in the debate, Abu Shakir, he says, I can't believe that a thing may be everywhere but remain unseen. What do we say about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is everywhere. If He's everywhere, how can something that's everywhere be unseen? And the Imam, what does he say? He says, look, Abu Shakir, the air is everywhere. But do you see the air? No, you don't. But what happens? You can feel the air only when it moves. That's how you know that air exists. When it moves and you feel it, that's how you know. And he says, this is the same way with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's everywhere, but you can't see Him. But you feel His presence. When you get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you feel His presence. And what does Abu Shakir say? He says, although I cannot see the air, I can at least feel it whenever it moves. But I can neither see your Allah, nor can I feel His presence. And the Imam, he says, that's fine. But because you know, or because you feel the air, does that mean that the air exists? Meaning what? Meaning if the air is not moving, when the air isn't moving, does that mean that air doesn't exist? Or air only and only exists when it moves? No. Whether the air is moving or not, whether I feel air or not, it doesn't matter. I know that air exists. When it moves, I only feel its presence. That's it. And he says this is the same with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this holy personality, he was one of those personalities that gave abundantly, not just to Islam, but to humanity as a whole. And yet, we as Muslims, we don't know about this personality as much as we should. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي لا يبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يوصينا معه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتهدون الذي لا يدركه بهد الهمم ولا يناله غوث الفتن الذي ليس لصفته حد محدود ولا نعت موجود ولا وقت محدود ولا أجل ممدود فترى الخلائق بقدرته ونشر الرياح برحمته ووتد بالسخر ميدان عرض ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وحبيبنا وحبيب رب العالمين بالقاسم محمد اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وآله وإمام المسلمين أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب وعلى سيدة النساء العالمين فاطمة الزهراء صلوات الله عليها وعلى سيد الشباب أهل الجنة الحسن والحسين عليهما السلام اللهم صل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي اللهم صل على مولانا حجة ابن الحسن صاحب العصر والزمان اللهم كن وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرزق طوعا وتمته فيها طويلا اللهم صل يا علي أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد أشهد أن أمير المؤمنين وإمام المتقين علي حجة الله